Hi there, this is Alison here, and I just wanted to shoot this very quick and short video just to give you some feedback and share with you my biggest takeaways from the conference that I was at last Thursday, Friday. There's a conference, a two-day conference in London called Expert Empires, and it was run by a guy called Nick James. And he had two particularly heavyweight speakers there from my industry, Ryan Deiss from Digital Marketer and Gary Vaynerchuk, along with a number of other incredibly good speakers who are all or have all launched pretty incredible businesses on the internet. So there were two takeaways for me at the event last week. The biggest takeaway was from Ryan Deiss, and that is that everyone, whatever business you have, whether it is a business, whether it's a product business or a service business that you have, whatever you have, you are in the business of transformation. So what happens, and what I mean by that is, whatever you're selling the transformation of how people feel. So if before they use your product or your service, they feel either maybe frustrated, not happy, they need to put things right, and then once you've sold them your product or your service, you've changed their state to be a very high, happy state. So what you have actually sold them is a transformation of how they feel from the before state to the after state. And that goes for every single business. So I thought that was really quite a good reminder, I think, that we are all in the transformation business, because when you think of it as well along those lines, then it does make you look at your business slightly differently. So that was the first takeaway. And just before I finish on that, again, now in order to succeed online and in order to grow a following and a tribe, if you like, ultimately it's all about sharing content. Before you sell anything, it's about sharing content. So the more content and knowledge and value you're able to share prior to somebody coming online and signing up, the better and the more likely they are to take the next step. So when you're thinking of the transformation that you're selling, think of it as when you first met somebody and you're maybe in a relationship. When you first meet them, the first thing that you do is you don't just say, "Oh, great, yeah, I like you, let's get married," because as Ryan Deiss said, that's really creepy. You wouldn't want to do that. You kind of say, "Great, let's meet for a coffee," or maybe let's meet for a dinner, or something along those lines. So there's a logical next step before you start to get serious, before you start to get married, have kids, everything else that happens. It happens in small stages. So think about that when a prospect or somebody's interested in your business. What are the steps that you take them on for them to then want to take the next step and then start to work with you? How does that work? And when you think about that, that's how you can use that content before, prior, and the build up in your sequences, before you kind of start to sell them your products or your services. So I hope that was helpful. The second biggest takeaway was actually, and this is something that I'm not amazed at, but I now truly understand the value of it, and that is every single person that had success online before they'd had any form of success, they had done a survey. So every single one of them, in all of their content that they were sharing from the stage, they all said, so before you start, survey your list, find your list if you've got one, and I'm sure you all have. If you haven't got a list, you can easily send some traffic to it to find out, to your survey, to find out what people want, to your target market. But if you do a survey, the value of doing a survey is and asking some very, very clear, concise questions and finding out what the single biggest challenge is for people in your market, what their single biggest challenge is and what the biggest frustration is, and get them to tell you in their own words. Because if you can find that information out, that will be more valuable to you than you'll ever imagine, and it will allow you to really scale your marketing. It will allow you to write content that will resonate with your audience. So they were the two biggest takeaways and that I got from the conference last week, and that's why I go to these conferences, because the things that you can learn, the people that you meet, the knowledge you can pick up, the tips that you can pick up is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable, and incredibly valuable. And it allows me to reinvest in myself, to share this knowledge so that I can share it with you, so that you can then learn from it and start to implement this in your business. So I hope that was really useful. I'll try and do this a little bit more often when things like this happen, because it's quite good to share stuff and takeaways. But the next one, I'm not quite sure when the next one's coming up, but it will be soon, and I will promise to keep you up to date. Okay, well, we'll speak soon. Bye.